Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Deep Thoughts. And I'm not okay. I'm not okay. Not only did they shift Titan to being late at night on Sunday, which I was pretty much asleep by the time the episode aired, so I had to watch it this morning. So by the time you're seeing this, I watched it this morning. On top of that, I have to go to work soon, and I'm gonna go to work knowing that my husbando and my son are probably dead. It's not been a good morning, is what I'm trying to say. Good episode, bad morning. And hey, if you're new to these aren't really scripted. I just basically jot down some notes. These are unscripted, unfiltered, and sort of unprofessional videos that I do. I know it says extended thoughts, but they're called deep thoughts. Because, I don't know, it just sounds funny, but Extended Thoughts probably is better for traction, so that's what they're titled, but the show's called Deep Thoughts. But hey, without further ado, I'm just gonna go ahead and try to suss out my feelings, really dive into the episode, so let's just go ahead and do that. So we open with the Don't Look Back charge stuff from Marlowe, who, God love Marlowe, but, like, it's good stuff, like right away, like, that's how we start. We start with, like, the cold open of the flashback, or rather the recap of last week, but the recap just keeps going. So like after we stop, like directly where we leave off with Erwin like going down, the episode just keeps going, and it's Erwin falls off the horse, he rolls back, and if for a second everyone's like, oh, Erwin Sancho, like everyone's like, oh no, we lost Erwin, but Marlowe's like, just don't look back, just keep charging. And I really appreciated that touch, because to me it signified Marlowe just kind of accepting, like, well, this is probably how we all die. But at the same time, it's also like that's what Erwin would want them to do. So I don't know, but Marlowe in particular really kind of bummed me out, just because like Marlowe is a character I expected to stick around for significantly longer, just because his character had gone from sort of this person who hid behind the walls to this person out with the people defending the walls. So I figured he would be sort of a long-term character. It's why I bothered to learn his name. Evidently not. The way he goes out was brutal too. Just the whole like, man, I wonder what Hitch is doing right now. And like it actually brings him comfort in the end. Like, oh, that sounds nice. Like sleeping in, that sounds nice. Like, and that realization, like, probably never gonna see Hitch again. That sucks. Like, it just, the fact that he knew, and I'm fairly certain Marlowe's dead. Like, because from what I saw, it was like a rock to the head. And by a rock, I mean a boulder to the head. So I pretty safe to assume Marlowe's dead. Which is too bad. People told me the name of the other soldier there. His name is escaping me right now. Sorry, guys. I will learn his name over time. But yeah, that guy survived, which I didn't expect. So the person I thought was going to live didn't, and the person who I thought was super dead is alive. So that's Attack on Titan for you. But you can tell I'm stalling because I don't want to talk about the significantly painful bits. But I will also point out that Zeke is one self-righteous tool. Like, that's a big yikes for me. Zeke is a good villain because he buys his own stuff, if you know what I'm saying. Like, just that whole like, oh, like they think that going out with a noble death will make them feel better. Pff, what peasants. Like, just like Zeke, go screw yourself, man. Like Zeke is the kind of dude who, like, Zeke reminds me of the people inside the walls, for as much as he thinks that he's so above it. Like this whole like sending other people to their deaths and not wanting that own death for himself, doesn't, basically just not like refusing to even entertain the fact that he may die. And he may certainly die, because if Levi has anything to say about it, because I love that line where he's just like, who is that? Like, I'm supposed to be afraid of one soldier, and they're like, no, Levi is scary. And he's like, oh, okay. And then, oh, so this is Levi. Like when Levi cuts up the Beast Titan's arm, I'm like, yeah, that's right. You need to keep an eye out for one soldier, Levi. Levi is on fire in this episode. Like, Levi, I would say that Levi was the MVP of the episode, but that's not true. But we'll get to that. But yeah, like Levi having that line, like like, no, I promised Erwin, I'm gonna keep that promise. Like, and he just keeps going, despite the fact that he's like surrounded by Titans in an area where there's nothing else to attach to other than Titans. So, yeah, Levi's in a bad spot. But I will say there was a glimmer of hope for like a brief second where Levi's like, wait a minute. I could use a Titan serum and I could save Erwin if Erwin's still alive. Like, so if I can get to Erwin, I can save him and have Erwin eat Zeke, which I was like, oh. So I'm not giving up hope just yet. There's a chance. There's a slim chance, and I will take it. Speaking of Zeke, though, last thing I will point out, Zeke, I heard just ever so much a hint of Colonel Dioda in Zeke in this week's episode, which did bring a smile to my face in a time of great despair. And the song of the day would definitely be "Hero" by Tegan and Sarah. If you don't know what song I'm talking about, go listen to it. Tell me that's not the song of the episode, because my son had a plan. And yeah, like at first I was like, yeah, Armin, yeah, we got a plan, we're gonna do this. And then his line of like, I guess if everything goes off without a hitch, I still won't get to see the ocean. That sucks. And I was like, wait, you don't get to see the sea or the ocean? What are you talking about? Armin, what the hell are you talking about? And then the whole like, I'm not a hero. And I was like I'm not really a hero. And I was like, Armin, what are you talking? And even Aaron saying like, that's not true. And I was like, yes, I agree with Aaron. Like, Armin is just as much, if not the most heroic one there when you think about it. Armin is petrified of most things. He's not physically strong. He's not like and he doesn't have, not yet anyway, the same charisma as someone like Erwin. So yeah, like Armin doesn't come across as a hero, but in the fact that he does not come across as a hero, in my mind, makes him the most heroic, because he is petrified but doesn't run away, and he holds his ground even if things seem way hopeless, even if the plan is basically to die. Armin doesn't run, and in my mind, Armin's the biggest hero of not just this episode. Armin's one of the biggest heroes in the show. Am I biased because he is my son? Yes. And this episode really does feel like the end. Like, it just, like, everyone's so beaten and weary and broken. Like, it really does feel like the end of the line. Like, I will say I did, like, the only thing that I didn't, or, like, not that I didn't buy in terms of, like, ugh, like, that was cheap. I just, the trick that Armin and Aaron were pulling didn't work on me, just because I was like, there's no way that they would just have Aaron just slip off the wall. So I was like, oh, okay, I see what they're doing. Aaron's not quite as beaten and weary as the others, but everyone else seems just so destroyed. And it really feels like the end of the line, like everything was leading to this. Like, this feels like the end battle. And from what I gather, the manga's still going. So I can't even imagine what the rest of the manga feels like if this feels like the Ragnarok of the series. The events, not the movie. I will say the plan was genius on Armin's part, even if it totally broke me. Like, all I have in my notes is, this is the plan? Armin, no! And okay, I was horribly upset seeing Armin go, quote unquote. I kind of refuse to believe he's gone yet, just because of the PV for next week. Because at first I was like, because in my head I'm like, okay, we could save Erwin. But then I saw Armin go, and I'm like, okay, well, I mean, there are three abnormal Titans. We can still maybe pull that, and we have all three are out, so we have 3 chances to save Erwin and Armin. But the PV for next week worries me, because it seems like this is where we left off in like this is the scene that capped the end of part 1. So, and if I'm remembering that scene correctly, we have Levi saying, "What the hell do you think you're doing?" to Aaron, and then they have a fight, and then Mikasa like also jumps in the fight against Levi, so it's Aaron and Mikasa against Levi. I'm concerned that there's gonna be a choice, and if there's a choice, I don't know. There's 3 of them. There has to, like the three of them, there's three of them, and like there's three Titan shifters. They can save two of them. Like they can save Erwin and oh my god. Erwin and Armin. There's like I can't lose both. Okay? Like I just can't. And I can't really lose either one, if I'm totally honest. I don't know. Why does Attack on Titan like to break me? Why does Attack on Titan like to bring me pain? Damn it. Anyway, I have to finish this video so I can get ready for work. What a start to my day. Oh my gosh. Overall, this episode gets a solid A. Like just a solid grade of A. Brilliant episode. Yeah, I still can't believe this is gonna be Wit's final bit of Attack on Titan, because they are going out on top. This episode looked dope, but yeah. Solid A for Attack on Titan. With that said though, I'm gonna wrap this thing up, so if you enjoyed today's video, then by all means hitting that like button, sharing the video around on the internet, that would be super rad of you, and go a little bit of a way to help this broken heart. And if you'd like to stick around and check out more videos from me, then by all means hit that subscribe button, and ring that bell to join the good ones. And as always, before we go, I have to give a big shout out to the good folks over on Patreon, namely those in the Earl Grey tier: Omner Garamond, Veridin, Tristan, No For Nothing, Urza, Evil, Caden Fate, Gabriel, Dominic, Sipco Games, Opinionated Slime, and Maria Teresa. Thank you to all my lovely patrons. If you too would like to support me over on Patreon, be sure to go check that first link in the description. Go check out what rewards you can get. It would help me out a ton, and I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, I'm gonna go cry a little bit before I have to go get ready for work. So until our next meeting, stay rad and don't scary.